Hello, everyone. My name is Tammy. Our class is for relaxing, thinking of spring, thinking of renewal, restoring. So we're going to move to our mat, lying on our back to begin. Lying on our back, you can have your knees bent, or you can have your legs straight. Might be easier at first to let your lower back settle into the ground if you are lying on your back. You can always do yoga sitting on a chair too, so you could sit in an easy pose for yourself and close your eyes, just like we're doing on the ground here. I'd like you to turn to your breath. Thinking of the ebb and flow of your breath. We can practice different breathing at the beginning. So you could breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or you can breathe in through the nose and then out through the nose. Feel the widening with your breath. Feel the deepening with your breath. With yoga, we talk a lot about how we're feeling. Coming into that mind, body awareness. And when we do hold the poses for longer, you're able to start to turn in towards yourself and checking in to see how you feel. Continue to feel the ebb and flow, the breath. Inhale, bringing the oxygen from the earth and letting it rise up into the sky. Exhale, letting the exhale breath be absorbed by the earth. Inhale, taking in the oxygen from the earth up into the sky. And then exhale, letting the earth absorb. Continue to breathe. Letting yourself open up with the inhale breath. Exhale breath, letting yourself deepen, widen. Moving into our next pose, we may open up our eyes here and take our right arm overhead and roll over to our right side to fetal and make our way up. And moving into all fours. Spreading our fingers out onto the ground. Do a little shift through our body here. And into a flowing movement, We inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat, nice big arch. Tailbone down. Inhale to cow. And last time we exhale into cat with a big arch. And then come to the neutral spine. Uncurl the toes. Sit back into the heels. Now, if this works for you, you can fold forward and let the forehead rest onto the ground. Or you could turn the knees out to the sides. Sit into the heels and let the forehead rest on the ground. You could also do this seated, an easy pose with legs crossed, and then just take a moment for yourself there. Lying on your back or the side of the body is always nice to do too, if it doesn't work for your knees. Let's breathe. We'll be here for about a minute. Coming out of child's pose, we slowly start to lift up. And sitting in easy pose now, we'll sit with our right leg crossed in front of the left leg. And now if easy pose doesn't work for you, for your knees or your back too, you can sit on a chair. In easy pose, think about the 3 R's that I mentioned earlier. It's not reading, it's not math. It is relax, restore, renew. We can turn our palms up towards the sky with your thumb and your middle finger touching for your mudra, making our connection. And again, breathe. Now we're turning to the Ujjayi breath with breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. A softer Ujjayi breath with our yin practice. You can think about the center of your body as a barrel, So barrel breathing. We breathe up and down. We breathe out to the sides. We breathe forward, front of our body, back of our body. Thinking of that barrel, filling it up with our breath. Now we open up our eyes and add a twist. So it's sit up nice and tall, and we'll twist over to the left side here first. And through the lumbar, thoracic, cervical spine, we look over the left shoulder. You may close your eyes and breathe. If you notice that your inhale breath is getting stuck, you can come out of the twist a little bit here so that it's easier for you to breathe. Coming out of our twist, we twist, twist, twist back to the center, and we hold for a moment, and then let's twist the other side. So again, sitting up tall and twisting to the other side. And place your hand down. Lumbar, thoracic, cervical. You may close your eyes. Again, checking your breath. Feel the opening. And if this is harder to open, come out of the twist a little bit. So it's ease, softness that you feel. We let our shoulders release away from our ears. Our collarbones are soft. And we make our way out of the twist, coming back to the front here. And staying into easy pose, but we're going to cross our legs the opposite way and add a fold forward. With our inhale breath, and remember you can do this seated too, we lift, and our exhale breath, we fold forward. Just do a little walk of my fingers forward. Our head releases down into the ground, forehead towards the ground, towards the earth. And with our breath again, we take our inhale oxygen from the earth and bring it up towards the sky. Exhale breath, bringing it down towards the ground. Inhale breath from the earth, coming up to the sky. Exhale breath down into the earth. Cycle of life. Making your way back up. Walk your hands back. And let our body release here. Take your hands by the side of the body. Take your legs forward and feet wider than the hips, and then windshield wiper, knees side to side. It's a little movement into our pelvis. And into the next pose, deer pose. The left leg comes forward, right leg comes behind. Here we add a pelvic tilt. We may add a twist over to the left side. You may add the fold forward over to the side. If you wanted to use support, like a pillow for your arms, you could do that. Finding what's going to work for you. If you notice that there's kind of a pinching into the hip here, just you can come out of this twist a little bit here, just finding what's going to work for you. And then settling into our pose. Inhaling and exhale. Now the exhale breath being longer than the inhale breath. Exhale breath being longer to help your body settle a little bit deeper into the pose, to release tension, tight muscles. It's actually your fascia with holding these poses for longer. The fascia that's covering our muscles is really focusing on to releasing those tissues. Coming out of deer pose, slowly make your way up and out of the twist. And bringing the leg forward. The switching will come into deer pose for the other side. Right legs in front. And we sit up again. We add the pelvic tilt. So it's always nice to use your hand and then we push our hip forward. So hold here or add a little twist with it too. The forward fold, but over to the side, be added for your release of your upper back, lower back. These twists are so good for having a healthy spine, massaging our organs. Now, there is always a point in the pose where your body starts to release a little bit. And then it starts to release a little bit more. I hope you can start to feel that. And then we want to hold it for a little bit longer past that point. Coming out our deer pose. You may lift up nice and slow if you were folded over, and then coming out of the twist, our legs will come forward and we can open up through the heels wider than the hips and windshield wiper through our knees again. We now move into butterfly pose. This is where we could use our pillows, firm pillows or blocks, and placing them under our knees. So the bottoms of our feet are going to come together. So soles of the feet, they come together. Let the knees be supported. You could also have any props in front too when we do add the fold forward to let the forehead rest. So you can build up a couple blocks here if you like. Pillows. Please sit up tall. Then we add the forward fold. If you don't want to add the forward fold, you don't have to. This pose is really nice to do on a chair too, with your legs open and then folding forward and let the head hang. We'll be here for over a minute, enjoying the quiet, the peace. Your arms may come forward a little bit more, and then let yourself go. Butterflies coming to a close. So we can slowly start to make our way back up. Just walking back, your hands, and hello. Okay, next pose will be swan. For swan, we make our way back to all fours. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, we lift the right leg up towards the sky and then bend through the knee, turn the knee out to the right wrist. Our hips are square. I am going to take one of my pillows and place it underneath of my right hip. I will show you the option for this because this doesn't work for everyone's knee. So here the hip is being supported. We may add the fold forward for sleeping swan. and then let the forehead rest. If you wanted to uncurl the toes, you can, so your top of your foot is onto the ground and the body softens. Now a version of Sleeping Swan would be lying on your back, crossing your ankle over the knee, and then hold it. You could also do this sitting on a chair or sitting up, pressing your foot over the knee, pressing your ankle. So finding what you would like to do, and then make your way into the pose. Enjoying this quiet again. I was in a very busy place over the holidays, and when I came home, it was amazing to have the quiet, to have that peace. I really appreciated the quiet. Didn't realize how noisy it was in the place that we were. So let's enjoy this quiet call together. Waking up from Sleeping Swan, we come back up, and we can come back into downward facing dog at first, and then to all fours, and just move our pillow or block over to the other side to set ourselves up. Okay. Now, finding which way that you would like to do Sleeping Swan, maybe on your back or upright. Okay, for Sleeping Swan, you may join me though. Come into downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, the left leg lifts up towards the sky. Now bend through the knee and turn your knee out to the left wrist. Hold here. the hip square. Place your pillow underneath of your hip. And then come into sleeping swan. You may uncurl the toes or lead from there. Have the fold forward and letting the forehead rest. You may let it rest onto your mat or your hands, arms. Just finding what's going to work for you. Now, are you able to start to feel the point where your body starts to release a little bit deeper into the pose? Deepen and widen. And now making our way out of deer or swan. We wake up again. I need to wake up there. Okay, sitting the wrong pose. Now coming out, we can come back into downward facing dog and then to all fours and onto our bottom. The next pose is Sphinx pose. I just want to show you it before we come into it. You could roll up a towel and place it underneath of your chest here when you're lying onto your belly, or a pillow, so a little bit more support for the lower back. My forearms will come in front. So elbows, they can just tuck towards my pillow here. And I'll sit up, uncurl my toes. Pubic bone is down. Now, if a pillow or a blanket doesn't work for you, just take it away. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. You may tip your chin into the chest just a little bit, so let the head go. Join me when you are ready. Of finding what is going to work for you, taking your time to set up. So it may be a pillow, or maybe you don't want to use a pillow. You just want to have that natural support with your core engaging your navel towards the spine here. But remember, props are so good to use to help your body to settle a little bit deeper. So maybe you could roll up a blanket too, if the pillow is just not the right one. And then finding stillness. You're developing strength into the upper body. Are you able to let your head release a little bit more? Just let it go. Coming out of Sphinx pose. Take our arms back and then sitting up and back into child's pose. And then coming to all fours, we're going to come back into Sphinx pose. We won't be here as long. We're going to just take our props away if you were using a prop. So lying down onto front of your body, prone, and forearms down towards the ground. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. I would like you to draw the chest up, uncurl the toes, pubic bone down. Now we're going to just look around. And I want you just to look around to see different things in the room that you're using. You can look towards the back. You can look up. You could look down. Just looking at different things. We're stretching out through our neck. Into the back. And this is also really good for our vestibular system. So for balance. Now we release, and coming into Shavasana on the front of our body, we take our arms down to the side of our body and let the right cheek rest onto your mat. And coming out of Shavasana, make your way back to Sphinx pose. And this is a little bit different now too. I'd like your toes down towards the ground. And we're gonna just do a rocking movement. This undulating through our spine here, just back and forth, back and forth. And this is good for our limbic system. So for the midbrain, so our emotions are just rocking back and forth. And coming out, we rest again, Shavasana onto front, prone over prone. Take your arms back, the side of the body, and Shavasana, and curl the toes. Letting the left cheek rest onto your mat. Coming out of Shavasana, moving back into child's pose. So you can take your arms forward and then back into child's pose. We hold for a moment. And then making our way up and to Shavasana. So Shavasana, we can lie on our back, on our mat. You can have your legs straight or you can have your knees bent. You can lie on the side of the body. You can be sitting in easy pose. Finding what is going to work for you. You would like to use a blanket. Place it over your body so it's going to stay nice and warm. And once you found your stillness, close your eyes. Our lips part to help our facial muscles soften. Feel your shoulders soften and give way. Feel the earth support your body. Your breast softens. Let your thoughts pass one by one. We let ourselves relax. I will call you back when it is time. Slowly coming back. Notice your breath. Letting yourself feel the ease of your body. Letting yourself feel restored, renewed. Slowly start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. We'll shift through the body, keeping this feeling of softness, feeling of relaxed, this relaxed state with us as we bend through our knees. Take our right arm overhead and roll over to our right side to fetal. And then making your way up to comfortable seated pose for yourself. It could be an easy pose, could be sitting on your heels. And keeping this feeling of feeling restored, feeling renewed as we move through the rest of our week, so that we could have a good sleep, a restful sleep, a deep sleep. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice. Namaste.